Hello, this is Yazuki Wolf from yazukiwolf.com, and you're watching Okami Champloo. Today I'd like to show you some of the basic tools used by manga artists here in Japan. So as you can see, there's quite a variety of tools that we use, but we'll see how much we can get through in this video. First off, the most commonly used tool in Japan by artists, I believe, is the tsuke pen, which in English should be called a nib pen. And as you may notice, my nib pen has no nibs, so I'm going to go ahead and attach a nib to it. This is a G pen. G pen is very commonly used in shonen manga, style very similar to Naruto and Bleach and so forth. Okay, and my tsuke pen has room for 2 pensakis, so I'm going to go ahead and attach one more nib. And this is going to be the maru pen. Now a maru pen is used to make a finer, thinner line than the G pen. They're used quite often in shoujo manga, but they can also be found in shonen and other genres as well. So there you go, I got my 2 pensakis attached. And now let's go ahead and try them out for you. Okay, so this is the ink I use. No particular reason, it's just the cheapest thing that I found at the store. So we're going to go ahead and use that ink with the pensaki. So we got some ink on there. And since we have the scrap paper next to me, I'm going to test it out on there first, just to make sure I don't have any blobs that are going to mess up the paper. And the strength of the tsuke pen over regular marker or inking pens is that it responds to the pressure that you put on it. So if you put a slight pressure, you could do a very thin line, and if you put more pressure on, you could do a fairly thick line. And it's that variation of line width that I think is extremely important in Japanese manga. Also, you may notice that I have to turn the page a lot because the tsuke pen is not actually designed to be handled in more than a few directions.
Next tool. This is not particularly used by a lot of Japanese manga, but I find it pretty interesting. It's a glass pen. So let's give this one a shot. The nice thing about the glass pen, as you may be able to notice, is that you really don't have to move the paper around quite as much. It's very similar to how how you might be able to draw with a marker. There are of course some differences, but it's much closer to marker than it would be to a nib pen, I would imagine. And you still do fairly nice details here too. I'll just make it black. Alright, and let's go ahead and work over this guy.
And this is actually a sketch of the character for Little Red Riding Hood that I'm planning to do for upcoming manga. You should be able to see the finished work at my deviant art website, which I'll try to put a link before on. And just for the sake of time, I think we're going to have to speed this up in a little bit. So let's go ahead and put it into Uber time. as you see right here, there is a mistake, a line that's not supposed to be there. So we're going to go ahead and fix that using white ink.
Well, first we should probably shake the ink well. Alright. Open that up. There you go.
Okay, first you should erase the area, which I forgot to do. But basically, you just apply the white ink over the mistake, and just be careful that the ink is properly dried so that it doesn't mix and make a gush. And then you wait for it to dry, and after it's dried you might want to put it on one more time. So here's our next tool. This is a fude pen. In English I guess you could call it a brush pen. These are extremely useful, especially for filling in large dark areas. But you can still do pretty thin lines as well. And we're going to speed this up once again just so it doesn't take away too much time. Okay, we're coming up on the 8 to 9 minute mark, so I think I'm going to go ahead and stop it here for now. And next video we'll go ahead and show you my favorite tool, Menso Fude. It's a Japanese brush, which I seriously love. So we'll save that for next time, and hope this was helpful for you. If you'd like to see my work, you can check me out at yazukiwolf.com. That's Y-A-Z-U-K-I, wolf, W-O-L-F.com. If you have any questions or comments, please go ahead and leave them for me, and I'll see to answering them as soon as I can. Alright, that's all for now, so see you next time.
Okay.